What's going on YouTube? RDAPdan here, and that is right, you heard it correctly. I have been voted YouTube's Prison Consultant of the Year. What? Not sure if this matters, but apparently I'm the only one that voted. Okay, all jokes aside. Today's topic, guys, is going to be prison consulting, preparation, and why I may be your best choice as a prison consultant to assist you in the proper preparation. So make sure you stay tuned to this video because you definitely do not want to miss this. All right, guys, RDAPdan, federal prison time. Thank you guys for all the awesome support, the subscriptions, the liking of the videos, the awesome comments. You guys rock, and I love every single one of you. And those of you that know me and that talk to me, you know that I mean it. 100% from the bottom of my heart, you guys are amazing. So why should you consider hiring RDAPdan, federal prison time, as your federal prison consultant? What are some good reasons? Do I belong to a country club? No. Am I amazing at golf? No. Have I spent time in federal prison? Yes. Did I spend decades in federal prison? No. However, guys, I promise you, I spent long enough to understand what I could have done differently, and I'm here right now to share this information with you. And it is not rocket science. It requires hard work and dedication. That is what is going to get you the best possible outcome. So let's dig in and figure out what we can do to get you in the right direction. So one of the first things you're probably going to want to do is you're going to want to come up with a plan. What is it you're really trying to achieve? Most of us that are on this channel and watching these videos realize we're probably going to be taking a plea at some point. So when you decide and agree to take a plea bargain with the federal government, what you're doing is you're saying you did it. So it's time to take ownership 100%, be responsible for what you did, and make sure that conveys in actions and words and your personal narrative and character reference letters. So often will I get character reference letters sent in from friends and family, and I'll also get personal narratives sent in directly from the client where it's basically them saying how they didn't really understand what they were doing, that they didn't mean to, that it's been blown out of proportion. You've got that part of it. Then you've got the using the shield, using the children, using the parents, using the dog, using the sickness, using all of these scenarios that the judge has heard a million times. And it may be 100% true coming from you. Maybe your children really are not going to know how to deal with you going to federal prison. But guess what? Neither did the other 50 gazillion people that the judge sentenced to federal prison. What you have to understand is if you're trying to get the judge to have sympathy for you and feel bad and connect with you on some kind of a level, that's not the way your personal narrative needs to be conducted, guys. Your personal narrative needs to be written in a way where it's you 100% owning up for what you did and almost asking the judge to allow you to use this time in federal prison to understand where your criminal thinking kicked in. For you to understand what you really thought was rational thinking clearly was irrational, because it allowed us to act on these thoughts and choices, regardless of what your reason was. I had to do it to support my family. There's a lot of other people that are faced with the same obstacles and the same challenges in life, but they don't decide to go out and break the law, right? So somewhere along the line, you and me and anybody else watching these videos, we allowed rational thinking to become irrational, and we misplaced it as rational. So asking the judge to be able to use this time wisely while you're in prison to be able to understand who you really are. So when you come out of prison, you can emerge this person that you want to be, that can be a good role model for your children, that can be somebody that's not going to make these same type of decisions because now you understand what your triggers are. So as important as writing the letters are, as important as the character reference letters are, as important as it is to know how to properly prepare for your PSR interview to make sure you have the ability to do things like RDAP. That stuff is all important, guys, and that is something that we do spend a lot of time on, but we spend, and when I say we, the RDAPdan team, federal prison time, we spend equal amount of time in a coaching process. And the coaching process is making sure that you're staying proactive, and we actually have a plan so that day that you are standing there at sentencing, when the judge is getting ready to hand down a sentence, He's not just going to read all of these things that you want to do and all of these things that you're talking about. He's going to have a list of things that you've actually done from the time that you got in trouble to the moment you stand in front of him. And if any of you have been following my YouTube channel for a while, most of you are well aware of Todd. Todd was looking at 30 years, took a plea of around 17 and a half. Didn't mean he was guaranteed 17 and a half. The judge could have sentenced him more. He ended up getting sentenced to 9 years. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of time to a lot of you, but for Todd, fresh air. Because with all the programs that he'll be able to do now, he might be out in around 5 years. He still has a life. He's still going to get to see his family. Todd's case, he was known in his case as the black sheep. In Todd's indictment, he was the one that probably was going to get hammered the worst. During the time of his plea, he wasn't completely forthcoming, and he actually received an additional charge of obstruction. This completely ruined his credibility. This ruined his relationship with the U.S. attorneys. They didn't want to use him for anything. They didn't trust him. They thought he was just going to lie the entire time. Did Todd roll over and play dead? Nope. He dug deep. He realized what he needed to do. He found me. We came up with a plan of action. We talked about things that he can start doing right now, which is going back months. The day he stood in front of the judge made statements like, I can't believe you found the time to work and put in over 1,000 hours worth of community service. I can't believe the mentorship that you were able to develop for yourself, having others holding you accountable for your action. Todd didn't just make a couple of little minor changes. Todd completely uprooted his life, and he made it really uncomfortable for himself to do things that he knew he needed to do, but it wasn't part of his routine. So he created new habits, and by doing this, it displayed such remorse to the judge that the judge actually gave him a much lesser of a sentence than what Todd should have received. Todd was also the only person in his indictment to not be remanded into custody at sentencing. He's actually allowed to self-surrender. Everybody else in Todd's case who had been cooperating, who got the 5K1s, who got all of these additional benefits, were remanded into custody, and they all got sentenced either at what they were thinking they were going to get or higher. So that just goes to show you that when all of the odds are against you, that is not the time to lay down and roll over. That is the time to work extra hard to defy the laws of gravity here, guys. We are here to make things happen. I can't do it for you. Nobody else can do it for you. Your attorney can't do it for you. We can be there, we can assist, we can provide tools, we can provide a game plan, but at some point, you have to be willing to pick up the ball and run with it. So a lot of the time, what the problem might be is you're laying in bed at 10, 11 o'clock at night, you're staring at the ceiling, you're freaking out, you got anxiety attacks, and you don't know what to do. That is where what I do excels beyond any other prison consultant. I am very confident in saying that what I do different from any other prison consultant is I will answer the phone 24/7. I do not care what time it is. I don't care what's going on. And you know why? Because I was in your position. I know what it's like. And I've come up with a great many tools of exercise that we can implement together that will give you the confidence, it will give you the ability to pull your head out of your ass and do what is necessary. What all of my clients tell me, the one thing that they all say in common is we originally hired you to help us with letters, get into RDAP, make sure we understand the PSR interview, make sure you review our PSR for us to make sure there's no mistakes in there, something that the attorney didn't miss, get us some additional halfway house time. That was the original reason, and it's still the reason. But what they find that they get equal important to that is the coaching process, the conversations that we have, walking you off of that cliff, talking you down, making sure that you understand, always holding you accountable. I'm not the guy that's going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm the guy that's going to tell you what you need to hear because it's the same thing that I needed to hear that nobody would tell me. And I promise you, if you take all of these steps and you put just a little bit of confidence in what we can do, the rest of it will fall into place. You just have to be willing to show up and do the job. There's so many important aspects, guys. I can help you with every aspect of what's going on, but I can only help. I can't do it for you. Nobody can. So right now, you're probably wondering, well, I want to hire RDAP Dan. Okay, simple enough, right? All you need to do is text right now, text FPT HELP to 35074. Again, all you need to do, and it's on the screen, it's been on the screen the entire video. So just text FptHelp, and that stands for Federal Prison Time, HELP, all one word, to 35074, guys. All one word. Make sure you check your auto text and your auto spelling, because sometimes it'll try to auto correct the word and it comes out wrong. Send me a text. I'm going to send you a link back that's going to allow you to fill out some basic information so we can see where you're at in the process, what type of help you need. You'll probably get a couple of other texts here and there reminding you of upcoming events and things like this. But guys, if you're serious about your future and you're wondering what can be done, give me a call. Let me show you what I can do for you. You give me 5 minutes on the phone with you, and I promise you, you will see the difference in what you get with me. The way I am right now is how I am all day long. I ride this crazy high energy wave because it's what has worked for me through the entire process of going into prison. I have decided to take this opportunity to go into federal prison and use it to completely change my life. RDAP was the best thing that has ever happened to me. That's why my name is rdapdan. That's not by accident. I truly love RDAP, and I hope every one of you has the ability to go through RDAP. And if you call me soon enough and you don't have crimes that prevent it, there's a very, very good chance that I can get you into the program. So I hope you take this time to call me, text me, email me. It's all right here on the screen. Subscribe, like, share my channel. Without you guys, I would not have the opportunity to talk. I cannot thank YouTube enough for making a platform available to reach so many of you that need this type of assistance. I have weekly live shows, guys, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Monday and Wednesday, it's at 7 p.m. Pacific time, which is 9 p.m. Central and 10 p.m. Eastern. That's Monday and Wednesday. And Saturday, it's at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Central, and 4 p.m. Eastern. It's all located right here in the description of this video, so make sure you check it out. It's also blasted on the screen. I'm giving you guys every opportunity to better your situation with information. So join the FPT family, Federal Prison Time with RDAP Dan. Subscribe, share, like my channels, and until I see you guys next time,